Down. Oh, okay. Hey guys, it's Wada here. Our My Career series, episode 3.
Can't get it to go. So it's the elites winning this one easily. Well, it was a fun one, but the elites just had the better deck, and they'll have a little bit of bragging rights.
It's gonna end right now. That's why I stopped it there. Okay. So here we go. Figure it out, right? Dude, we won by a lot. I mean, I got a lot of points that game. That was nice. It's gonna be a pretty short video. Try to figure everything out. Be done, right? And episode 4 will be our first full game, being with whatever team we get picked for. So let's figure this out.
Good game out there tonight, son. I'm the GM of the Raptors, and I must say, I was impressed with your performance. We have the 8th pick of the draft, and are looking for someone to be the face of our franchise. We'd like to ask you a couple questions and get a feel of how well you'd fit in with us. I really think the first piece to getting this franchise back on track is to find and develop our point guard of the future. We have Jose Calderon on the roster, but we've been thinking lately that we might need to go in another direction here. We think you might be that new direction. What do you think?
Oh, the Raptors?
Honestly, I think this team is too raw. I feel like if I came to Toronto, it would be the me show. I need to have some experienced veterans around me to help me grow and to help me win. I just don't see that happening here in Toronto. Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Alright then, one more.
So usually
we feel like we have a great young core in Bargnani and now Valenciunas coming over from Europe. We might not turn things around immediately, but if we can add another great young talent, we'll be a team to contend with in a short time. Are you willing to be part of the developing process for a few seasons, even if that means losing your fair share of games?
Yeah, you do.
I didn't come to the NBA to be happy about losing. Honestly, the way I see it, it's now or never. YOLO, baby. I just don't see myself being happy in Toronto, and suggest that you look elsewhere in this draft.
Nah. No, let's not do that.
Well, I can see that we are not a match, unfortunately. Good luck to you on draft night. Nice performance out there. I'm the GM for the Golden State Warriors. We have the 7th overall pick, as well as the 30th pick in this draft, and are considering using one of those picks to select you. First, we'd like to get to know you a little better with some questions. We feel like we already have some great young guards on our roster, in Klay Thompson and Stephen Curry. Where do you see yourself fitting in with those guys?
There we go.
Man, I imagine I'd be spending a couple seasons coming off the bench and learning as much as I can before assuming a starting role. I'm okay with that as long as your long-term goal for me is to take over the starting role at some point. I mean, I don't plan on spending my career as a backup. You know what I'm saying?
No way. Yeah, that's perfect.
If you were a GM, where would you draft yourself in this draft? It'd be a real honor to go Lotto, know what I mean? As a player, you work your entire life for this day. You dream of putting on that hat, walking up to the podium, and shaking Mr. Stern's hand.
No way.
To be recognized as one of the first players drafted, that's a reward I definitely want for all the work I put towards this.
Well, yeah, I figured that out.
That's great. Those answers were music to our ears. With any luck, you'll fall to us in the draft.
Golden State Warriors.
Greetings, I'm the GM and Director of Player Personnel for the Detroit Pistons. We're picking 9th in the upcoming draft. We love what we saw in you and want to ask you some questions to see how well you'd fit in with us. Question number 1. The team that we built here in Detroit was a rebuilding effort that didn't quite pan out. Obviously, it's difficult to predict the future, but I expect to see a fair amount of roster turnover as we work towards retooling the lineup for another rebuilding effort. How comfortable would you feel coming into a situation where the roster is in a state of flux? It sounds to me like you guys are thinking about starting over again. If that's truly your intention, I'm not really interested in being part of a rebuilding project. I've only got so much time in this league, and I don't have any intentions of throwing away years from my career. It's nothing personal against you or the organization, but I'm just not interested in coming to Detroit. Sorry. Let's see, one more question, if you don't mind. This is a question we ask all our potential draftees, and I want you to answer it as honestly as possible. Where do you see your career going? What do you hope to achieve out of your career? Ultimately, what do you want your legacy to be?
Answer. I mean, I don't always want to be a backup, so that's pretty straightforward.
I want to be the greatest of all time. If anyone answers you differently, well, they're either lying to you, or they don't have the competitive fire to be great. I don't want to be great. I want to be the greatest. I want rings. I want MVP awards. All of those accolades. I want people to talk about me 50 years from now. And they will. Just watch, man. I've got the fire. I've got the drive. And you know what? I'm ready. Okay, that's all I have. I love what I heard here. We would love to have you join us. We'll be in touch.
It'd be awesome to be alive, yeah. Had that once in NBA 2K12, so felt really good, man. Felt really good.
Good evening and welcome to the 2012 NBA Draft. Tonight represents the culmination of years of hard work for 60 of the world's best young players. It is also a time of optimism for our fans and our teams. It's going to be a great night. I know the young men hoping to hear their names called tonight can't wait to compete against the best basketball players in the world. So let's get started. With the first pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the New Orleans Hornets select Anthony Davis from the University of Kentucky.
Now my pants are blue, so...
With the second pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Bobcats select Michael Kidd-Gilchrist from the University of Kentucky. With the third pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Washington Wizards select Bradley Beal from the University of Florida. With the fourth pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Dion Waiters from Syracuse University. With the fifth pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Sacramento Kings select Thomas Robinson from the University of Kansas. With the sixth pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Portland Trailblazers select Damian Lillard from Weber State University. With the seventh pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Golden State Warriors select Harrison Barnes from the University of North Carolina. With the eighth pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Toronto Raptors select Terrence Ross from the University of Washington. With the ninth pick in the 2012 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select the 21-year-old point guard from Norfolk State University.
My guy's sitting like, I don't know how you could be comfortable sitting like that. Like, I could not do it. Couldn't do it. What? I just said I don't want to be... Okay, I don't know how you love me. Oh, oh god. Portland Trailblazers. They're pretty cool too, I guess. I like Thunder, Bulls, Miami Heat, Magic. I like them, they're pretty cool. 76ers, cool also. I like a lot of teams. Oh god, getting excited! Oh god, oh god! Oh god! Dun 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 dun.